Welcome to Vancouver Canucks. My name is Rev Trev. So glad that you're here. Today I want to be talking about what if the Vancouver Canucks miss the playoffs this season. And some of you are like, what if we are going to miss the playoffs? Well, I'm leaning that we're going to be in the hunt and definitely have a chance at making it. But I want to just do this series on the what ifs, and I think it's just a fun thing to think about, to consider. I just want to thank all my subscribers, viewers. Thank you so much for viewing my videos. I really appreciate you, appreciate the support. And I really enjoy the comments and the interaction that I have with my viewers, my subscribers. So if you would like to leave a comment, I'd love for you to do that. And just do the Rev Trev hat trick. You're watching, post a comment and subscribe. That would be really, really helpful for me growing the channel, because in this what if series, I want to do an honest question. Like, for example, because I do passionate, realistic, honest Canucks content. And if you like that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so the goal is to make the playoffs, right? Like, isn't that the goal for every single team? I know some teams are like, we want to win the cup. And in order to win the cup, you have to make the playoffs, right? So now, people wanted a full rebuild in Vancouver, and even were calling for it last year, and we were supposed to be tanking for Bedard in their minds, and we should have done the full rebuild and all that kind of stuff. And I think that that time is really past to actually do a full rebuild. I think the time we should have done that is when Trevor Linden was our president of hockey operations, and when he was pushing for that, and Benning and Aquilini decided, like, no, we want to do a retool. And that word retool has a response? I don't know. In Vancouver, because we're just so tired of hearing that, and we still miss the playoffs. And so, but, I don't think we're in the rebuild mode. I mean, the management's been very clear that we are going to be doing a retool, and the goal is to make the playoffs. So I'm on board. I'm cool that they've made trades and made signings to try to make the playoffs this year, and I'm all in. Okay, I'm all in. I want us to make the playoffs. So because I think if we did a rebuild now, it's just bad, not only for the future, but I think more is that it's bad for hockey culture. It's bad for attracting free agents. Winning culture must include having a desire to win the Stanley Cup. And so everything isn't just about making the playoffs, but you got to get there first. We got to be able to contend. You got to compete to contend to win a championship, right? So Captain Obvious comment right now is that if you can't win the cup, if you don't make the playoffs. So anyways, we have missed the playoffs for a decade. It's felt so long. It has been so long. When is this team going to turn it around? Alvin and Tocchet and Rutherford are saying right now is the time where we're turning it around. Now, do you believe them? I hope you do, but that's why we hired Rutherford. That's why they hired Alvin. That's why they let Boudreau and Benning go, and they hired Rick Tocchet, right? Because they want a winning culture. We're tired of losing in Vancouver. But what happens if we miss the playoffs? Well, I hope if we miss the playoffs, we don't riot like we did in those other times. I just know that it's going to be toxic in our fan base. If we miss it by one spot, I think that we're going to be there. People are going to be saying, you know what, it was close, and we're right there on the cusp. I think that's the only way we could be, like, if we were at one spot out, I think that's the only way that fans would be like, okay, there's some hope here, right? But I mean, obviously the goal is to make the playoffs. So we'll probably give management a pass if we just barely miss the playoffs and kind of feel somewhat satisfied, right? But if we fail, it's not close. I'm just telling you right now, this fan base is going to lose their minds. They're sick of losing. And people are going to stop watching. People are going to, the ticket prices are going to drop like they did last year. The interest is going to just subside, because when we start to suck like we have, people just don't even care anymore. Why would they invest their time and money into a team that continually fails? And there's a lot of people that are doing that just because they're faithful, and that's really great. But at the end of the day, you can't sustain it that way. It's not a sustainable business plan. It's not a sustainable franchise model. Like some teams are just happy to be in the NHL, right? Like, come on. So this fan base so desperately wants to win, so desperately wants to win a cup, and that's the question me and a lot of my friends are, is like, are we going to see the Canucks win a Stanley Cup in our lifetime? And we don't know the answer to that question. So if we miss the playoffs, we will start losing hope, and that's really important that we don't lose hope, because hope makes a lot of money in sports. Like every preseason, hey, we got a chance. Come on, let's get interested. Let's go to a game. Like all of that hope makes money. So now, if we make the playoffs, though, which I'm hoping we do, of course, I'm looking forward to that, because people are going to be driving around the cities and the province with Canuck flags in the playoffs. It's going to be awesome to watch our Canucks battle against other elite teams in a 7-game series, and the playoffs is so much better when your team's in it. And so of course we want to be in those series. We want to make those memories. We want to see those moments. I mean, that it will change the narrative from a losing culture to a culture of hope, and we want to cheer on this team. So of course I'd love for you to share what, if we miss the playoffs, what it will be like. But maybe if you want to be more positive and say, but if we make the playoffs, this is what it's going to be like for you. So, I like it that kids have watched, kids have not seen a winning culture in Vancouver for the Canucks for a long time. They're watching other teams and becoming fans of other teams, because winners get fans. That's just how it is, right? So there's a lot of us faithful people are just so desperate to see a winning team and a winning culture. And I hope that Aquilini, Tocchet, Rutherford, Alvin, and all the Canucks, all the staff, we turn this thing around, and this is our time. I'm really hoping that happens. That's what I'm cheering for, and I'll be cheering for them all the way through. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, always, go Canucks, go.